AfriSoul presents Nickel Millionaire 2.0, where your dreams of becoming a millionaire can come true, not once, but twice. In the first 2 months, one lucky AfriSoul subscriber will win a cool $1 million. Another lucky winner will take home another $1 million just 2 months after that. But wait, there's more. We've got loads of cash prizes to be won every week. Simply buy a minimum of $10 in credit or data. So the more you buy, the better your chances of hitting the jackpot. Nickel Millionaire 2.0. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. live on GRTS. AfriSoul, creating millionaires, changing lives.
Welcome to the future of transportation in the Gambia. The Bertel Harding Highway, a 22-kilometer double carriageway, is set to revolutionize travel and connectivity in our beloved country. For pedestrians, safety begins at the crossing. Use designated pedestrian crossings marked with patterned reflective signs known as cat eyes to ensure visibility and safety. Communities living along the highway must adapt to new safety measures.
Hello and welcome to the Star TV Newsroom broadcasting from our studios here in Kanifing along the Bertel Harding Highway. I am Seydou Camara and many thanks for joining us. First with our headlines. BCC refutes allegations of squandering EU funds. Farmers urge Gambians to prioritize agriculture to enhance food security. Afrobarometer survey, Gambians express distrust in judiciary amid ongoing reform efforts. On international news, citing Zelensky's letter, Trump says Ukraine ready for peace with Russia. Arab leaders endorse Egypt's Gaza reconstruction plan. Floods hit Indonesia's capital, displacing thousands as rescues continue amid heavy rainfall. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Many thanks for joining us, and now the news in detail. The Banjul City Council has dismissed as untrue allegations that the council misappropriated the EU money disbursed to it under the Banjul-Austin City Partnership. The Banjul Mayor, Rahim Malik Lowe, on Tuesday addressed a press conference in an apparent attempt to set the record straight. Amourou El Baji attended the press conference.
The Banjul mayor addressed claims made by Austin City Councillor Maxime Dogt, emphasizing that all funds were managed transparently and in accordance with the EU guidelines. Austin City Councillor Maxime Dogt claimed that the funds allocated to the Banjul City Council for the implementation of the Banjul and Austin project were not invested as intended. Mayor Lowe informed journalists that she had not stolen any funds and was not involved in handling any finances, stating that all funds were managed by the EU.
They have to put the request, send it to them, and then they will say yes to join us. If it is no, then it is a no. So where can we misuse anything? The project said, even my councillors were supposed to go for us to show them how we value the cooperation and the partnership. So with all that, that's not enough. This is why I sat in my quiet moment and said, okay, they think we don't deserve it. Or Maxime, think we don't deserve it. We have to go back to our old computers, our old bicycles, our old ambulances, which we appreciate at that time. But remember, the world is moving. We cannot be there receiving only old computers and old bicycles and old fogajais. No, I have also seen how my colleagues are benefiting from the
The Banjul mayor told reporters that the council operated with complete integrity throughout the partnership. Mayor Low hinted that Councillor Dock's allegations were politically motivated. She further criticized Councillor Dock's passive stance on the city's needs, stating Councillor Dock believes the city of Banjul only deserves all materials.
Maxim Dock, in his mind, thought that Banjul does not deserve this. He thought Banjul does not deserve it. What we deserve is to have all computers, all use clothes, all ambulances. This is what we deserved. So when I came as a mayor, and I was a councillor in Sweden, so I understand how things work. I said, no, this is not what we want. We want to go and have higher projects. This is what Banjul deserve. So we are not the one in charge.
The Banjul-Austin City Partnership, funded by the European Union, was designed to foster collaboration and development between the two cities. The partnership encompasses various initiatives tailored to improve infrastructure, enhance public services, and promote sustainable development in Banjul. The mayor of Banjul emphasized the importance of transparency and accountability in managing public funds and reiterated her commitment to upholding the highest standards of governance. Mayor Low said she will be receptive to any legislative scrutiny of the council's financial activities, but condemned what she perceived as baseless accusations.
So I cannot just sit down and allow my institution the image of my institution to be tarnished. No. When we have not seen anything or we have not done anything wrong, and I put an underline on this, that we have not done anything wrong. Enough is enough.
Mayor Low's firm stance suggests that she is prepared to defend the council's handling of European Union funds and to address any concerns raised by the public or any other officials. For Star TV, I am Motu Elbaji.
In a passionate call to action, some Gambian farmers have urged their compatriots to prioritize agriculture to enhance food security. They, however, pointed out that food self-sufficiency will remain a pipe dream without adequate government support. More details in this report.
During a recent discussion with journalists, Farmer Abaji, a dedicated farmer, encouraged fellow citizens to invest in agriculture as a means to reduce living costs. He believes that Gambians have the capacity to thrive in agriculture independently, urging the public to take initiative and cultivate their land.
It's a sad nation. If America is about 3 million people plus, and only less than 5% are feeding the population, Gambia only 2.4 million. 80% of the population are farmers, dominantly women. How can they feed us? When the technocrats who learn and study agriculture are sitting in the office, the government is spending less than 10% of the budget in agriculture and still crying that agriculture is the backbone of the nation. And this is the tree. The third president, after independence, Jawara, we cannot achieve food sufficiency. Yeah, Jammeh, 22 years, we cannot achieve food sufficiency. 8 years of our new leadership, still we are crying for food. At 1% of rice we are importing. And rice can be grown anywhere, because we have grown basmati rice in the Gambia for the first time. And of course, if it is possible in upland, why not lowland? So Gambia has all the potential. But unfortunately, women who realize the need for agriculture, they are the one in agricultural sector. That's why we cannot develop. Women cannot develop the country. Why I say that? Look at their role in the society. They have social role. They have economic role. They are taking care of our families. And at the same time, they are...
Baji pointed out that the agriculture sector is female-dominated, which he sees as a setback. He called on men to empower women in agriculture, stating that collaboration is essential for achieving food sufficiency without depending on government support. Abdurrahim Parkool, an organic farmer, echoed Baji's sentiments, noting the skepticism surrounding organic farming among many farmers. He cautioned the public about the potential health risks associated with some organic fertilizers, urging consumers to be vigilant as many producers prioritize profit over quality, which can harm crops.
If you are an organic farmer, you don't expect that much money as the inorganic farming. Because now the inorganic farming, like the fertilizer and everything, is already made. You just go and buy from the market, then you come and apply. But like the organic, you have to go and get it yourself, come and prepare it before you can use it. So you can see the difference. So, but you cannot, health-wise, you cannot compare them together, because all inorganic fertilizer or pesticide, they all have chemicals. These chemicals, when you use them, they are effective. They affect us directly or indirectly. Because when you spray, like what this lady was saying now, when you spray, tomorrow you will harvest, you spray today. What do you think? You will consume that chemical and it will affect you in one way or the other. So, but this organic is chemical free. There is no chemical in it. You can spray your crops, you can water your crops, and there is no...
He continues that majority of people will produce all kinds of fertilizers for their own interests instead of ensuring quality, which causes damage to many vegetables. Farmer Odile Gomez says she doesn't depend on rain-fed agriculture.
Well, I am a gardener. I does not just depend on the rainy season. In fact, my main season or the best season is always before the rainy season. 2 months during the rainy season, I will cultivate okra, and then mainly okra. So you notice that 2 months of the rainy season, the okra will always meet a very good price in the market. That the import from other countries is always less, and the demand is high, less supply in the market. Then I have a higher profit. Then immediately after, during the rainy season itself, I do not cultivate okra because it's always plenty, next to nothing. Just getting to the end of the rainy season, I will now mount the second season. That's my own second season. That's September towards October. Then have my harvest in end of October or November when the demand is also what?
The discussions highlight a growing awareness among farmers about the importance of sustainable practices and collaboration in agriculture, as they strive for self-sufficiency and improved food security in the country. For Star TV News, I am Hadijaju.
A recent Afrobarometer survey has revealed that fewer than half of Gambians believe they can obtain justice through the courts. This perception highlights significant public distrust in the judiciary, despite ongoing reform initiatives aimed at enhancing transparency and accountability. Mariama Dem-Seke has been reading this survey report, and she put together this report.
In a striking indication of public sentiment towards the judicial system, a new survey conducted by Afrobarometer has found that only 44% of Gambians feel somewhat confident or very confident that ordinary citizens can achieve justice in the courts. This lack of confidence is compounded by the perception that the judiciary is plagued by corruption and inefficiency, with 43% of respondents believing that most or all judges and magistrates are corrupt. The survey also reveals that only about 1/3 of citizens feel they could access legal advice, which stands at 34%, or afford to take a legal issue to court, which is 31%. Furthermore, a significant portion of the population, which represents 56%, believes that individuals are often or always treated unequally under the law, while 59% assert that officials who violate the law frequently evade punishment. Alarmingly, near half of respondents, which is 48%, claim that judicial decisions are often influenced by powerful individuals rather than being based on legal principles. These findings emerge in the context of the Gambia's ongoing transition following the electoral defeat of former President Yahya Jammeh in 2016. Under President Adama Barrow's administration, the country has embarked on a series of reforms aimed at addressing decades of human rights abuses and establishing a more transparent and accountable governance framework. Despite these efforts, public trust in the judiciary remains elusive. According to the survey, the Solicitor General Hussein Thomas of the Ministry of Justice emphasized the importance of restoring public confidence stating that they are working to build a system where every Gambian can have confidence that their rights will be protected and that the law will be applied fairly regardless of who they are. However, the report indicates that significant work remains to be done to achieve this goal. Additionally, the survey highlights a contrasting public sentiment regarding the death penalty, with approximately 80% of respondents supporting its use for serious crimes such as murder. Their support persists across various demographic groups, reflecting a complex relationship between public opinion and the legal framework. Despite ongoing advocacy for its repeal, as the Gambia continues its reform journey, addressing the pervasive concerns surrounding judicial fairness and access to justice will be crucial in consolidating democratic gains and ensuring the success of the reform agenda. The Afrobarometer surveys serve as a critical reminder of the challenges that lie ahead in building a judiciary that is trusted and effective for all Gambians. Meanwhile, Afrobarometer is a non-profit, non-partisan and a pan-African survey research network that conducts public attitude surveys on democracy, governance, the economy and society. Maria Madem, reporting for Star TV News.
From that story, we will now take a short commercial break, and when we return, the news continues. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the future of transportation in the Gambia. The Bertil Harding Highway, a 22-kilometer double carriageway, is set to revolutionize travel and connectivity in our beloved country. For pedestrians, safety begins at the crossing. Use designated pedestrian crossings marked with patterned reflective signs known as cat eyes to ensure visibility and safety. Communities living along the highway must adapt to new safety measures.
Welcome back after the short commercial break. If we are just tuning in, this is Star TV News. Now on international news. US President Donald Trump has addressed a joint session of Congress. In his first speech since coming to office in late January, Trump talked about his achievements, criticized his adversaries, and declares that America will be woke no longer. But he also revealed he received a letter from Ukraine's president offering to negotiate peace with Russia. Al Jazeera's Aaron Fisher reports from Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C.
It came late in the speech. Donald Trump's address had run more than an hour when he revealed news of a breakthrough, a reconciliation of sorts, a letter from the Ukrainian president saying he's ready to talk peace.
The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer.
He also revealed the alleged mastermind of the attack on American troops as they pulled out of Afghanistan has been arrested by Pakistani authorities.
And he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
The American president received a rapturous welcome from Republicans as he arrived for the address to the joint session. 43 days in office, this was a victory lap, and he was ready to declare a major success.
America is back.
But this is a divided chamber, and there were early signs of dissent.
Take your seat, sir.
Democratic Congressman Al Green thrown out for protesting, other Democrats sitting unmoved, many with placards fact-checking the speech. Donald Trump has introduced major tariffs on Mexico and Canada and promised others will follow. A move, he says, would be painful for Americans, but promised it would be short-term.
April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in, and whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them.
He made no mention of his controversial plan to move Palestinians out of Gaza, aware of opposition from around the world, and promised again to retake control of the Panama Canal, but softened his line of taking control of Greenland.
And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security.
This was in many ways a traditional Donald Trump speech. He talked about his successes, his executive actions, his efforts to reshape American government. He attacked Joe Biden and the Democrats, and he claimed that under him, America was on the verge of a new golden age. Delivering the Democratic response, Senator Elisa Slotkin said the early days of Trump's second presidency had been chaotic and would inflict damage on those who needed most help.
President Trump is trying to deliver an unprecedented giveaway to his billionaire friends. He's on the hunt to find trillions of dollars to pass along to the wealthiest in America. And to do that, he's going to make you pay in every part of your life.
The golden age of America.
There will be those who will dispute many of Trump's claims, but no one can deny there has been a flurry of action, and that seems set to continue with all the support and opposition that follows. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, on Capitol Hill.
Arab leaders have endorsed an Egyptian plan for the reconstruction of Gaza, countering an Israeli-backed proposal by US President Donald Trump. The announcement came at an emergency meeting in Cairo. The 5-year plan will cost around $53 billion, and unlike Trump's proposal, enables Palestinians to remain in the Strip. Egypt will ask Muslim nations for their support at a meeting in Saudi Arabia on Friday. Al Jazeera's Mohammed Jamjoom reports.
At the opening of the Emergency Arab League Summit in Cairo, it was made clear the stakes couldn't be any higher. Addressing fellow leaders and diplomats, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi urged Arab states to adopt his nation's plan for rebuilding Gaza.
Egypt has always worked in cooperation with our brothers in Palestine towards forming an administrative commission from professional, independent Palestinian technocrats to take the reins of affairs of power in the Gaza Strip. This commission will be responsible for overseeing the relief aid, also for a permanent and interim period of time to pave the way for the return of the Palestinian Authority to administer Gaza.
Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas was quick to voice his support.
The Arab-Palestinian-Egyptian plan for the reconstruction of Gaza in presence of our people on their homeland, and it should be endorsed by this summit amid total support by the international community.
The 5-year plan will cost around $53 billion without displacing the Palestinian population from the Gaza Strip. Once the proposal had been officially endorsed by all the attendees, Hamas issued a statement welcoming the outcome of the meeting. But the Israeli Foreign Ministry said the Arab summit failed to address the realities of the situation following October 7, 2023, and accused it of remaining rooted in outdated perspective.
The President of the United States.
One of the main reasons for convening the summit was to counter U.S. President Donald Trump's proposal to take over Gaza and forcibly displace Palestinians. At its conclusion, Arab leaders expressed readiness for immediate engagement with the U.S. administration and all international partners to resume peace negotiations aimed at ending the Israeli occupation and establishing a sovereign Palestinian state. Egypt's foreign minister offered even more details.
The approved plan has a comprehensive understanding for speedy recovery programs that would be implemented during a period spanning from 6 months to 1 year, that include providing interim housing and shelter for the Palestinians.
While specifics of the proposal have now been outlined and adopted, questions turn next to who will fund the various phases of planned rebuilding in Gaza. Answers that may not come until a reconstruction conference set to be held in Egypt next month. Mohammed Jamjoom, Al Jazeera.
Torrential rains have caused severe flooding in Jakarta and nearby areas, submerging neighborhoods and displacing thousands. Many residents have taken refuge on rooftops, waiting for rescue as emergency crews deploy rubber boats. Some have resorted to swimming through contaminated waters to reach safety. Authorities report over 1,000 affected homes and have set up temporary shelters. Officials say this could be the worst flooding since 2020, which left 60 dead. A joint rescue effort involving military and police is underway. Al Jazeera's Axel Zaimovic reports.
Torrential rains have turned Jakarta into a city of waterways, with floods engulfing Indonesia's capital and its surrounding regions. In Bekasi, just east of Jakarta, entire neighborhoods lie submerged under meters of water. Thousands of people have been forced to seek refuge on their rooftops since Tuesday morning, waiting for rescue.
The floods this time came pretty fast, and we were not able to salvage our stuff, especially in my shops. And all my belongings at home are gone. Maybe it's a warning from God.
At around 3 in the morning, water from the river overflowed from the embankment near my home. The water came in fast. In 45 minutes, it reached my second floor.
An evacuation operation is now underway, with emergency services sending rubber boats throughout the flooded districts. Hundreds of rescue crews are working to reach those still stranded.
We were already taking refuge on the second floor, but around 3 a.m. water came in from the tiles. We went to the balcony, got to the highest part of the house and waited. We were rescued at 10 in the morning.
With roads completely cut off, some desperate residents have resorted to swimming through contaminated waters to reach safety. For many, the wait continues. Officials say the flooding has affected more than 1,000 homes across Jakarta and its satellite cities. Those rescued are being transferred to temporary shelters, which are already housing hundreds of displaced families.
We are working together, the military, police, National Disaster Agency. We have around 350 joint personnel in this area and 30 rubber boats going around for evacuation.
Authorities say this could be the worst flooding to hit the Jakarta region since 2020, when a similar disaster killed 60 people. With heavy rainfall forecast to continue for several more days, officials warn the situation could deteriorate further. Axel Zamovich, Al Jazeera.
That story brings us to the end of this edition of Star TV News. But before we go, a recap of our headlines. BCC refutes allegations of squandering EU funds. Farmers urge Gambians to prioritize agriculture to enhance food security. Afrobarometer survey, Gambians express distrust in judiciary amid ongoing reform efforts. On international news, citing Zelensky's letter, Trump says Ukraine ready for peace with Russia. Arab leaders endorse Egypt's Gaza reconstruction plan. Floods hit Indonesia's capital, displacing thousands as rescues continue amid heavy rainfall. I have been your presenter, Seydou Camara. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.